Yo, what's good, YouTube? This is Jay from TNJ, and welcome back to the Denver Bears franchise. We start out this episode in the middle of the month of May. The Denver Bears are closing in on 500. We end up playing the Milwaukee Brewers in the middle of the month of May and winning that series 2-1. But then we play San Francisco again, who we played last episode, and we swept them. But this time, they get the best of us on the road as we lose this series 2-1. Including that shutout, we move on to the next series where we face the LA Angels, and they straight sweep us. We were within 3 games of 500. Now we're down 11 games, actually 9 games of 500, and now we end the month versus the Chicago Cubs, and we just don't have enough to compete with them at Wrigley Field. Corey Seager goes deep right here. They end up winning this game 4-1 and sweeping us, and we have lost now 8 straight games to end the month of May. Not the ending that we would want, but we started out pretty well in the middle of this month, and we were closing in on 500. So now we look to our minor leagues. We are getting into the draft this episode, and I really want to just take a closer look at this guy, DJ Weatherspoon. He and Zach Veen are probably the closest outfielders to being moved up. But then there's Muhammad Willingham, our number 1 draft pick last year. We are probably going to let him play it out in the minor leagues this year and then evaluate him next season going into next year. So here is Weatherspoon. I want to really check him out. He's in mid-70s overall. He has C potential, and there is a chance that I could move him up if we need a spark. He's hitting 385. That is very, very good. Here's a bloop hit to the right side, and that one will get down. You know, the one thing I like about Weatherspoon, he's not a terrible fielder. He's going to progress there, but also he has speed. He can swipe bags, so I mean, he's got it all. Here is Willingham at the plate. He gets a pitch right over the middle. This one will stay in the yard, but a runner will tag. And now we have guys at the corners here in the bottom of the 4th inning, down 2-0. The switch hitting Michael Toglia at the plate. Here is Weatherspoon, though, swiping a bag. There we go. Just in case there's a ground ball, I don't want there to be a double play. Weatherspoon swipes his 4th bag of the year. Here's Toglia, continuing this at bat. He hits one to the right side. That one gets down. It will score 2 as Weatherspoon has the speed to get home, and that one will be a 2 RBI single, I should say, as that brings up the big hitting Muhammad Willingham 0 for 2 in this game so far. 3-2 count, 2 outs. This one's driven deep. This one has got carry. It is gone. Muhammad Willingham, who will be the future of our MLB level. He does go deep over the left center wall. It's only 378 feet there. I said earlier last episode, I believe that was, that Dunkin' Donuts Park here at the AA levels has a very short fence. And if you hit it well, it's going to carry. So here is Tyler Miller at the plate, one of our catching prospects here in the 6th inning. Down by 1 now, 6-5. He hits a little blooper to left field. That one stayed up in the air quite a long time, and it still gets down. It's now a tie ball game. Here's Eric Pena, who has now snuck himself into the top 50 prospects in baseball this year. He hits one hard to the right side, and that one gets through. We will score 1, sending to second. The throw is on, but the slide is better. Zion Storm scores from second base, and it's now 8-6. For our Yard Goats. That brings up Eric Pena, now down or up 7-8 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. He gets a pitch right over the middle and crushes it to right field. That one's going to reach the wall. It will score 1. Pena rounding second, heading to third, trying to get the triple, and the throw is not in time. As Pena comes through, a lot of you guys loved that trade initially in season 1. Where we traded Kyle Freeland for Eric Pena. It was an excellent trade in my opinion. He is a potential and a very good outfielder. That's going to bring up Jose Ramirez, who we traded for in that Buster Posey trade in the offseason, and he gets the save here in the bottom of the 9th, and we end up winning this game 9-8. A perfect way to head into the MLB draft. So last year we picked up Muhammad Willingham in the first round. This year we're going to be looking to pick up and maybe even a better player as we have the number 2 overall pick. Now we will lose our second round pick and we don't have another pick into the competitive balance round B. So with Luis Severino signing with us, he was qualified in the offseason. Now here we go to start round 1. The Pirates choosing number 1 for the 3rd straight year in this franchise, and they select Francisco Baez, who I was definitely going to select there because I want a pitcher that would be really good for our future. That's a potential and a starter. I don't think we have an A potential starter right now. So looking at the options here with the number 2 pick, Kenny Martinez is interesting. He's got very good vision, very good contact. He's got pretty good speed as well. And then he's got decent outfielding. It's not great. I think it's just at average. Then there's Elvis Ortiz. I want to pick a blue chipper here, but he's a closing pitcher. I'm not really interested in a closing pitcher. Then there's Dante Villalobos, who is another first baseman here. But we just ended up selecting a first baseman last year, Muhammad Willingham, and his ETA is 2026, so he won't be ready for at least 3 seasons. So then I go up to Kenny Martinez and look at him once again. He's got good speed, excellent speed, 80, which is elite speed, and then stealing is also elite. So we could possibly getting a good bag stealer here. So we end up selecting the 21-year-old. He's projected to be ready for the MLB level in 2 seasons. So that is going to be our first round pick. But we don't pick for a very long time now. A lot of the guys that we had scouted are all gone off of the board. I was hoping that some of these 80 potential guys that we scouted would still be here, but they are not. So we're going to have to do a lot of guessing the rest of the way. So I look at who's available, and I look at a shortstop here. Lon Varkett, if that's how you say it. He's not that good, though. Leo Palmeiro is a catcher. He's 20 years old, 70 potential. We just don't have a lot of guys scouted right now, so we're pretty much guessing. So we decide to go with Leo Palmeiro with this pick. I need catching prospects, which is a big reason why I probably reached there, but the accuracy isn't even there for these 80 overall potential guys either. But at some point, I'm going to have to guess. So I look at William Cho. He is a relief pitcher, 18 years old, but like I said, no accuracy. So we are straight up guessing here. Jason Mulder is there. He's a second baseman who hits very, very well. His ETA is at 2024. And then there's another William Cho. This one's an outfielder, though. He looks very, very good, at least with what we think he's going to be. 2024 ETA. He is 22 years old. And one thing about selecting older players, they usually do come with higher overalls. So I'm going to take a chance on him. He is 22. Why not? What if we hit gold on him? That would be amazing. So now we move on to the next round here, and I really want to get a pitcher here. I look at Alfredo Vega. That's what a name that is. He's a 2024 ETA guy, 80 potential, 70 overall as well. I think I was choosing between him and William Cho, but I decided to go with Vega in the 4th round. 5th round action here, and William Cho, the other William Cho, is still on the board. I definitely think about still selecting him because I need some relief pitching. I need that bullpen help, especially in our organization. Scott Leary, though, is here. He's 19 years old, a third baseman. Now that I see, Josh Fuentes is doing decent, but I'm not sure he's ever going to be a great player, so I'm going to select him with that next pick. And then going on to our last pick, we're just guessing here. Tommy Blocker is going to be the pick. He's 21 years old. Why not select him? And that will be our draft. So let's just see the results of this draft here in Season 3. We didn't have the accuracy, but let's see how we did. Kenny Martinez was our second blue chip prospect, third blue chip prospect selected in this series, and he looks very good. He has very good speed right now, 78 with 88 steal. That's going to get a whole lot better. And then he's kind of a below average fielder, though. That kind of concerns me a little bit. If anything, he's going to have to play left field, but he is a very good contact hitter. I really love that pick right there. He's 67 overall, too. Leo Palmeiro was maybe a bad pick with our second pick there. We knew he was going to be low potential, but I thought he was going to be maybe higher overall. 59 overall, 20 years old, 71 potential. But we struck gold in the third round with William Cho. B potential, not just B, 88 potential, it's high B. And his contact is excellent. His vision is excellent. He's not a bad fielder at all. He's going to be good. I mean, really good. 69 overall. That's about what Muhammad Willingham was, to be honest, when we drafted him. So we just struck gold with that pick. Then there's Alfredo Vega, a very good prospect right here. B potential. I'm happy with this pick. He reminds me a lot of Justin Maxwell when we drafted him. And he's 87 potential as well. A high B. We got lucky with those two picks. But then there's Scott Leary. I mean, this guy is just like DJ Weatherspoon, a high overall guy with C potential. He's got excellent power versus left, and he's got decent power all around as well, and his vision's good. 71 potential, though. I wish that was like 72, 73, but being a little greedy, he could decline a little bit. That's how this game works if you draft a guy that's close to 70. And then Tommy Blocker ends up being 77 potential. So our lowest potential guy was 71. That's not a bad draft. So let's just look at the guy I would have selected if I did not select Martinez. Dante Villalobos, he is pretty good, 18 years old. He's got excellent power. He's going to have probably 90s power when he gets up to the major league levels. He's only 61 overall. He's got 3 years. Another guy I was thinking about getting was Terrell Harder. He was not a blue chip prospect, but he was a relief guy. Ends up being pretty good, 88 potential, 71 overall. But I like our picks. Let me know what you guys think of that draft. So we move back to the MLB level where we check out our Denver Bears here in the bottom of the 9th inning versus the team that had the number 1 pick ahead of us. And here is Takahashi at the plate. Now 0-2 down at home to Kyle Crick. Let's see if he can come up with a base knock here to tie up the game. And he swings and misses. And that one will give us the loss here versus the worst team in baseball right now. They are headed for their 4th straight number 1 draft pick if they finish last in the MLB this year. You got to think that, man, something's got to give for these Pirates. Now here is Nuki Ray up to the plate versus Atlanta here, down 3-2 in the 9th. And this time we ground out. And another close loss here for the Bears as this time we lose to Atlanta on the road. Derek Rodriguez gets credit for the loss, but Brendan Rodgers 3 for 5. He's continuing to hit well. But now we move back home versus the Cardinals. 3-3 game here with Martin Maldonado at the plate. Our catchers have not been hitting well. Maldonado's hitting 217. Gary Sanchez hitting below 200. And here he is with the opportunity to come through with the game winner. There we go. We finally get a spark from our catchers. And we get the victory, but we've been losing as of late. Jose Iglesias gets player of the game. He goes 2 for 2. I'm looking for Iglesias to come around. Gary Sanchez went 1 for 5. That was actually a pinch hit walk-off on that one. As now we move to the end of the month of June, and you can just see we have just not been consistent at all. And just looking at our stats here, Brendan Rodgers has dropped down a little bit, 297 average. He had to figure that would come down, but 370 on base percentage, that is excellent. And then looking at the rest of our guys, Blackman's hitting 271. Jose Iglesias is back up there with his average, 266. Keston Hiura should be coming back from injury soon. But Gary Sanchez hitting 190. I mean, this is such a huge problem. And I'm going to be looking to trade him, I think. And just looking at how I will do this, I'm going to keep this realistic. I'm going to look back at the free agency last year and see what teams were trying to sign him and trade him to one of those teams, because I would think that they're probably interested in him in real life. I guess not in real life, but in this game, in the franchise. And then looking at our injured list, I mean, we have a ton of injuries. It's kind of contributing to our minor league success because we haven't been doing too well. You can just see Zach Veen is hurt for 2 months. Jonathan Champion, our player of the year, was hurt for a month. Tyson Garraway is hurt for 2 months. And then Keston here at the MLB level, out for 22 days more. So we will get him back in 3 weeks, probably just after the All-Star break. Now, the top prospects in baseball look like this. I'm probably going to be looking to trade for a top prospect if I have to trade Gary Sanchez, which I think I'm going to do. It's kind of a shame that we just signed him in the offseason and now we're already trading him. I usually don't go this route, but just remember in the offseason when I offered him a 1-year deal and I saw the competition for him and I changed that to a 2-year deal. That was kind of the intention, that this would just be a tryout year, and I'm going to treat it like so. So I look at the top prospects who I might be interested in, and I really want a shortstop of the future. I'm not sure Brian Rocchio is going to cut it right now. I just don't think he's ready. You know, the ownership wants him to be the shortstop of the future, and he still will be a infielder in the future, but I don't think right now. But the good thing is that we have 4 prospects in the top 50, including Rocchio there at 45. But I'm going to be looking to trade for probably an older, I guess not an older prospect, but a young prospect who is close to the MLB level or at the MLB level. The first guy I want to look at is Masami Hisakawa. Now, he is a backup to Anthony Rendon, who is signed for the next 5 seasons. So he is probably our top choice as far as infielders. He doesn't even start, so that's going to be a interesting trade that we could pull off to get him. Now, the Angels do have an influx at catcher, but one catcher I looked at is Bo Tito, but I think there's just no way that the Rangers trade an all-star catcher. So then I look at his backup, and maybe not even his backup at the MLB level, but his, I guess, prospect backup in Chris Stewart. Very good, B potential, 73 overall. I think he's an option that we could go after. So keep your eye out on him. I think I could go after him. Let me know what you guys think. Should I go after Hisakawa or the catching prospect in Stewart? Another guy I want to look at here is CJ Abrams. Now, he is not going to play because he is sitting behind Fernando Tatis. But the thing is, do I make a trade in the division? So right now it's between Stewart, Abrams, and Hisakawa. I don't know who to go after. I'm going to probably think about it for a little bit and let me know who you guys think I should go after at the trade deadline to get another future piece. Wander Franco, for some reason, is on the trade block. I wish you can just edit that, untouchable guys, kind of like 2K does it, because there's no way that the Tampa Bay Rays would trade Wander Franco. I mean, the guy is going to be amazing at the MLB level. But then looking at the rest of the trade block, I don't really see too many guys. Tristan Casas, if that's how you say it. Justin Dean is interesting. I really, really like him. He is an excellent fielder. But, we have a lot of outfield prospects, so I'm not really looking to trade for an outfield guy. And I want to kind of play it out with our young guys that we have in our outfield. We have a lot of guys right now. So that's going to do it here in this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think of the draft and who you think we should trade for out of those 3 prospects. So hit subscribe, hit that like button. Thank you for tuning in to the Denver Bears franchise, and we will have more coming up. So stay tuned. Let's get it. Let's go.
I like getting money, I got time to get it. Target on me, so my car's a tenant. Dancing with the devil, I don't bargain with it. Bobbing in the dash, and the stick is with it. And I hit the 4-5 on the west side. But I'm from the east side, this how we slide. This how we ride, yeah, this how we ride.